Who's going to win it all in New Orleans? Gonzaga, the favorite to cut down the nets in the Big Easy, but it sure won't be easy. Odds-on favorite to win at plus 350. We're in the national championship last season, undefeated. Baylor knocked them off. Baylor played a perfect game. Baylor plus 1,200. Gonzaga, though, will get tested in this NCAA tournament. Perhaps Arizona, Kentucky. Could you make a case for Duke? Well, we're about to find out. Here with CBS Sports HQ college basketball analyst Matt Norlander and former Alabama and NBA Coach of the Year Avery Johnson, talking winners and losers. Avery, I'll start with you. Your winners from Selection Sunday are who?
Well, my winners, when you look at Wisconsin, I think they're a winner because I think, with their bracket, they're going to have an opportunity to advance to the Final Four, which we'll get to in a minute. But the biggest loser is the Tennessee Volunteers. I just think they're much better than a number 3 seed. I had them slotted as a number 2 seed. I think they're in the wrong bracket. I think they were very, very significantly disrespected. And I'm not an SEC homer right now because I work for CBS Sports HQ, and I don't work in college basketball for a conference or a college. But I think Tennessee, Rick Barnes has done an amazing job. If we were talking about teams that didn't make the tournament, then I would even go to another SEC school in Texas A&M, but that's for another conversation. But I think Tennessee is the biggest loser, and I think Wisconsin is the biggest winner.
Yeah, I will go Tennessee biggest loser here because the committee put Tennessee 10th overall. It's not justifiable. I actually spoke to the committee chair, Tom Burnett, and you can hear that interview on the CBS Sports Eye on College Basketball podcast, which will publish late Sunday into Monday morning. And he didn't really have an acceptable answer in terms of why. He basically said, there's always disagreement among the committee, but a lot of the voting is always done anonymously, and then they seed scrub. Tennessee's resume has no business being on the 3 line. And because the committee apparently just didn't take any kind of credence to what we saw happen on Sunday across conference tournaments, and by the way, that shouldn't be the case, getting the 3. And I understand that Tennessee will be able to play a bit closer to home, and so they were rewarded geographically. But the data is in, and we have more than 3 decades worth of it since the field expanded in 1985. The better your seed, yes, these things kind of one hand shakes the other. The better your seed, the more likely you are to advance, and usually the better seed, the better team you are. So I understand that, but it does matter. You will play an easier opponent theoretically if you're on a 2-line versus a 3-line, and then as you get into the second round, Sweet 16 and so on. So because Tennessee was bizarrely disregarded like that, my biggest loser, other than, oh, by the way, another SEC team, Texas A&M, not even getting close. More evidence that SEC championship game, don't even know if the committee even watched it. My biggest winner has to be Kansas because I think it's got the easiest path of any 1 seed in its given region. Not to say that Kansas is going to walk to New Orleans. I don't think that'll necessarily be the case, although the last time it was held in New Orleans, the Final Four, Kansas did make it, as did Kentucky there. But when you look up and down, as I take a just gorgeous bracket right here. It's got an 8-9 San Diego State Creighton. Not a lot there. Look at this beautiful bracket on the screen. We love it. Iowa as a 5 is tricky. Could be a wonderful Sweet 16 regional semifinal there. But then you look at the bottom half of this Midwest scroll. LSU is a 6, weak. Wisconsin as a 3, rates poorly in the overall and predictive metrics. Heading into this week, Wisconsin is 34th in KenPom. It's a 3 seed. That's amazing. Auburn as a 2, yeah, potentially there, but Auburn has been a letdown team much of the season, and it has kind of dropped in predictive metrics as of late. So Kansas, biggest winner because it's placed in my opinion, the easiest bracket. And I love this tournament. I love all these quadrants, but to me, the Midwest is the least appealing of the 4. Bill Self and the Jayhawks, Ochai Agbaji, first team All-American as far as I'm concerned. That's the big winner from Selection Sunday.
Avery Johnson is from New Orleans, Louisiana. Avery, who are the 4 teams that will be joining you in your hometown when we've got the Final Four coming to the Big Easy?
Well, my buddy Matt and I, we may need to have a little bit of a wager since he's loving Kansas and I'm loving Wisconsin, in the Midwest. We may have to wager a little gumbo in my hometown. I know all of the gumbo spots in New Orleans, but in terms of my Final Four, Wisconsin, Arizona, Texas Tech, and Purdue. That's my Final Four. I'm a little bit more liberal towards Wisconsin. I think, their overall body of work, I think they'll be able to they're a type of Final Four team that their game transfers. I think they're going to be really good throughout this in the neutral floor. And then, Arizona and Purdue, they're going to advance to the final game. And then I have Arizona winning it all.
Your thoughts, Matt, on his Final Four and his Arizona national champion?
Arizona is certainly capable of doing it. Let's note the health of Kirk Kriisa and his ankle. He's expected to play in the NCAA tournament. We'll see if that winds up being a situation where he plays right away, plays second round. Arizona's capable. Purdue, I kind of like it. Purdue was my preseason pick to win the national championship. I can't go that far now with them. The defensive issues have been too big, but it's certainly possible. Arizona, though, for that national championship pick for Avery, clearly capable, playing as well as just about any team in the country. And Tommy Lloyd doing the rare thing, first year as a head coach, goes on to be a #1 seed. It only happened 2 times before. Bill Hodges at Indiana State in '79 with Larry Bird, and then Bill Guthridge in '98 at North Carolina. Now Arizona does it. We'll see if they can get to New Orleans. Arizona's last Final Four, 2001. It's been a minute.
Wow, it has been a while. And you got no Gonzaga there in your Final Four. Interesting. That's an interesting Final Four there. Tommy Lloyd, the former longtime Gonzaga assistant, looking to win a national championship. Last coach to do that his first year at a university, Tubby Smith at Kentucky in 1998. Avery, you're looking good, and I can't wait to see you in New Orleans, my friend. Take care.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Hakeem. Thanks, Matt.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.